Hello everybody. Today we want to look at the Unit 2 of IGCSE syllabus. We want to discuss particles, atomic structure, ionic bonding, and the periodic table. For this part of the series, we will look at these lesson objectives. The first one is I want to be able to state the distinguished properties of solids, liquids, and gases. It is it's not really hard, it is very simple. And also we will look at this. If I call this one the first one, if it is number one, the first objective, we also look at this one. I want to be able to describe the structure of solids, liquids, and gases in terms of particle separation, arrangement, and types of motion. So that's the second one, the second objective of today's discussion. And this one will be the third objective. The third one is how to describe the changes of states in terms of melting, boiling, evaporation, freezing, condensation, and sublimation. So let's see if we can do justice to these three objectives. Of course, we know that there are three states of matters. There are three states of matter. So we'll start from that. States of matter. When we say matter, of course, we know that it is anything that has mass and that occupy space. That's a matter. So every object that we can lay our hand on, or even those that we cannot even see, that we will not even be able to touch them, we can if they exist, we still regard them as matter. So there are three states of matter. Of course, the first one, we know that is a solid. Solid is the first state of matter. The second state of matter is a liquid, and the third one is gas. So we are going to use water as an example, because you can find water in any of those three states. So if you look at this image, it is an image of solid water. I call it solid water. So when we say solid water, of course, you know that is an ice. So ice is an example of water in solid form. So ice, you can see that ice has its own shape. So it is a solid. So one of the properties of solid is that they have definite, or let me say solid. Solid has definite shape and volume. So I will say definite shape, definite volume. So we can easily see that this look like it looks like maybe a rectangle. So this is the shape of the ice, so telling us that it actually has a shape. So definite shape, definite volume. Also, if you apply heat, if you heat a solid can expand to some extent, and can also contract if you cool a solid. So it means if I take this as my solid, and I put it here, and I try to heat this solid, I apply heat on this solid, that is, I increase the temperature to a very good extent. this solid substance can expand to some extent, so it becomes bigger. And similar thing will happen if the substance is cold. That is, the opposite will happen actually. So cooling, that is reducing temperature, contracts solid, while heating expand solid. So those three properties of solids. We're using ice as an example. If you go down to liquid, the second state of matter, liquid. So liquid is just water in ice in liquid form is water. I would say water is liquid. So this is the ice, this solid one here, it is in another form here. So this is liquid state, the normal state of water that we know it to be. So when water is actually in a liquid form. So what are properties of a substance, liquid substances? Number one, just like solid, liquid substances, they have definite volume. They have definite volume, but they don't have definite shape actually. They take the shape of the container you put them. If you change it from here, if you put it in another container of another shape, it will assume another shape, as in the shape of that container. So liquid does not have definite shape. So we say no definite shape. And just like a solid as well, heating can also affect water to some extent. It can also expand on heating. So this one is another point what is even more important than heating I just mentioned. Liquid can flow. Liquids flow easily. Solid cannot flow. So these are three properties of liquid substances as well. So let's go down to gas. This is just like a revision because I think we know all this before. Let's look at gaseous state. So unlike solid and liquid, let's look at how the gas is, or let's look at water in gaseous form. Something like this. Something like this. It is water in gaseous form. So I'm referring to this. Yeah, it is water in gaseous form. So the property, as we know, at a given temperature, gas does not have it doesn't have any shape. So we say no definite shape. No definite shape. Also, no definite volume. So just like water, it doesn't have a definite shape, and it does not have definite volume. So you take up the shape of any container, you put it, and it expands to occupy any available space that you put it in. So gas does not have definite, and also just like liquid, gas can flow as well. It can even flow better. It flows better than liquid. So telling you that gas can flow as well. So that when I say flow, it's like movement from one place to another. So let's look at water in those three states of matter. Let's look at water in those three states of matter, and I think we've seen it as well. How does it change from one form to another?